Over the past few years, Kefir, the developers behind Last Day on Earth, have shifted their focus from creating permanent content like Bunker Bravo, the Port Lab, or more recently with the Transport Hub, to introducing more temporary content. These limited time events typically last for a few days and are often themed around holidays such as the Winter of Despair or the Chinese Lunar Year. At first glance, these events might seem fun and engaging, but over time, they tend to become stale and repetitive. Players often find themselves doing the same tasks over and over again, without any sense of permanent progress. However, there were a few events released over the years that stood out from the rest. These events weren't just simple time-limited activities. They introduced brand new mechanics and exciting features that the entire LDOE community loved and enjoyed. But to everyone's surprise, once these events ended, they were never seen again. In today's video, we're going to dive into these old events that once thrilled players. We'll explore the unique features and mechanics they've brought to the game, and hopefully, one day, Kefir will consider bringing them back. But before we get into that, make sure to check out Aptoide. Download Last Day on Earth from the link in the description and use my promo code TRX to earn 5% in cashback on your next purchases. Enjoy the video. The first event on our list is actually quite recent compared to the others. Hunter's Instinct was first added in 2024 with update 1.24.0. This event was all about hunting exotic animals, something that's largely missing in Last Day on Earth. Sure, we have deer, wolves, boars and foxes, but that's about it. With Hunter's Instinct, Kefir introduced bears and alligators, two brand new animals that unfortunately were never seen again after the event ended. During the Hunter's Instinct event, players had to complete special tasks listed in the Hunter's Journal. There were 6 exotic animals to hunt down. To hunt these animals, players first had to complete specific tasks, which would then unlock the exotic animal. Completing these quests rewarded players with Hunter tokens, which could be used to purchase items from the trophy market. The rewards were extremely good, including items like the tactical backpack, ATV transmissions, drone modes, purple cards, and much more. Killing these animals also dropped special items. For example, the deer dropped deer antlers. Each animal had its specific item, and then these items could be exchanged for points, which helped players level up in the event's progression system and earn additional rewards. Alongside the special items, new types of fish were introduced. These new fish types could also be exchanged for points, adding another layer to the event. A new resource called Abrasive was also introduced. This resource was the core of Hunter's Instinct and could be found in the caves. Abrasive was essential because it allowed players to sharpen their weapons with a new mod called the Hunter's Blade. To gather special items like deer antlers, players had to use weapons equipped with the Hunter's Blade, otherwise the items would drop. So in summary, Hunter's Instinct revolved around farming Abrasive, crafting special weapons, hunting down exotic animals, exchanging items, and earning amazing rewards. This gameplay loop is something we see in almost every event, with Forlorn Fair being a perfect example. However, Hunter's Instinct was far from being just another temporary event. It introduced brand new resources, special items, and Hunter's Journal, which added depth to the hunting and animal system in LDOE. Let's not forget the brown bear and alligator, two new animals with unique abilities and attacks, as well as the cool exotic graphics. On top of that, the rewards for this event were insane. In the trophies market, each item costs 250 coins, meaning that with enough farming and grinding, players could earn all the juicy rewards. And here's the cherry on top, something I never thought I would say. Kefir made this event completely free to play. Yes, even as a free to play player, you had the chance to finish the event and get all the rewards without spending any coins. These were the good old days when Kefir made content for everyone. Nowadays, spending money has pretty much become part of the gameplay. Hunter's Instinct had everything a great event should have, yet it was only a temporary event. As I mentioned earlier, this event was relatively recent, having been introduced in 2024. So there is still a chance Kefir might bring it back in 2025. What do you think? Make sure to share your opinion and overall thoughts about the Hunter's Instinct event in the comments down below. If Hunter's Instinct was a recent event, the next ones we are about to discuss are pretty old. We need to go all the way back to 2020, when Season 7 was introduced. In Update 1.16.5, Kefir brought us Season 7. At that time, seasons were themed, and this one was all about prisons, heists, and robberies. During the season of robberies, players were introduced to two brand new locations, the Bikers Camp and the prison. At the Bikers Camp, players could prepare and plan their robbery by choosing between two options, stealth or assault. Players were then tasked to complete 6 missions based on the robbery option they chose. These missions helped players prepare for the heist. For example, in the search mission, players had to locate and rescue a technician who could help prepare a bomb. The more missions you completed, the more prepared you became for the heist. This progression was shown through a readiness indicator. Once enough missions were completed, you were finally ready for your first robbery. But before heading to the prison, if you had enough coins, you could hire mercenaries to assist in the robbery. Each mercenary had a specific role. For instance, a rocket could help blow up the prison and clear the area of zombies, while Johnny D could help load more boxes with his car. The robbery itself took place in the prison. You would meet up with your fellow bikers, fight off zombies, and take on the jailbird.
Oh my god, this is Jailbird, what?!
After defeating the jailbird, you would face raiders who were protecting the prison. Once they were defeated, you gained access to a room full of boxes. Your task was to steal as many boxes as possible within a limited time. Waves of zombies would attack while you were looting, and once the timer ran out, the robbery was complete. Back at the bikers camp, you would earn patches with a bike, which could be used to purchase rewards. The more boxes you stole, the better the rewards. Additionally, the rewards changed from week to week. And that's what the prison event was all about. In my opinion, this event is definitely one of the best Kefir has ever made. While the rewards might not have been the absolute best, the gameplay and fun factor made it worth it. We rarely see events like these in LDOE these days. Events with unique mechanics and fresh, engaging content. Unfortunately, it's been 5 years and we still haven't seen the prison event return. Next up is the Arena event. Does it really need an introduction? The Arena was one of the best events in Last Day on Earth, loved by the entire LDOE community. But why was it removed? Why was the old Arena event replaced with the Headhunting Arena? Here is how the Arena worked. There were 3 bosses, Gnarly Billy, Feral Jesse, and Lucy Luck. Each boss had unique mechanics and required specific weapons and armor to defeat. For example, Gnarly Billy required a VSS and a set of Raiders armor. Feral Jesse required Genesis weapons and a set of Kevlar armor. Lucy Luck required AKs and a set of SWAT armor. To complete this event, players had to defeat each boss 5 times, totaling 15 fights to earn the best rewards. Each boss had special and unique abilities. Gnarly Billy used a mix of close range and long range speed attacks. During the fight, small parasites would crawl through the gaps, exploding on contact with the player, causing damage and slowing them down. Feral Jesse would fight similarly to the Blind One, relying on heavy punches and occasional charge attacks. Crawlers would also spawn, damaging the player, and if Feral Jesse consumed a crawler, he would heal himself. Lucy Luck had the most mechanics. She started with a jump attack similar to the Floater Bloater, but dealt more damage. Then, her second attack was a slam with a small cone-shaped area of effect. She also had a scream attack with a massive radius that stunned the players, and she released gas that ignored armor and dealt damage over time. To make things even harder, crawlers constantly spawned during the fight. These boss fights were definitely challenging, with unique mechanics that made them fun and engaging. It was always a thrill to take them down when the Arena event was still around. However, one question remains. Was this event beginner friendly? The answer is no. As you can see from the clips on screen, I'm using a ton of guns, armor, medkits, Glocks, AKs, M16s, you name it. This event wasn't for the weak. It was designed for advanced players only. Now, were the rewards worth the weapons and equipment spent? Absolutely. Not only did you get advanced resources like lenses and carbon composite, but you would also earn back some of the weapons from the 3 cases. Most importantly, you received files of blueprints. Each file gave you 2 rare blueprints and 1 purple blueprint. For players focused on finding and crafting the best modifications, these rewards were invaluable. These 2 files alone made the Old Arena event 100% worth it. The Old Arena was a highly acclaimed event, and removing it was one of Last Day on Earth's biggest mistake. Will the Old Arena ever make a comeback? Who knows? For now, we are stuck with the Headhunting Arena. You know what every Last Day on Earth player wants? The most requested feature by the community is of course co-op. The ability to clear locations with friends would make the game so much more fun and enjoyable. Unfortunately, this feature has never seen the light of day. However, back in 2019, Kefir tried to implement something similar. While not as good as full co-op, it was definitely something to get excited about. In update 1.11.12, they introduced the Mercenaries camp. A new location would spawn on the global map, the Mercenaries camp. Here, players could hire mercenaries for a limited time. To do this, you had to exchange items like medkits with old man slim for points. These points could then be used to hire mercenaries. Each mercenary came up with a unique set of positive and negative effects. For example, some might have increased health or 8 extra inventory slots, while others might refuse to go to Bunker Alpha, or worse, have a little problem below the belt.
Yeah, boy.
There was also 3 ranks of mercenaries to choose from. Rank 3 mercenaries were the most expensive, costing 300 points, but they came with more positive effects and fewer negatives. Once hired, you could take your mercenary with you anywhere. They would help you fight zombies, gather resources, and even carry items in their backpack. However, their assistance was time limited. Rank 1 mercenaries lasted 30 minutes. Rank 2 mercenaries lasted 45 minutes. And rank 3 mercenaries lasted 60 minutes. Of course, the mercenaries camp wasn't comparable to co-op or multiplayer, but it was still a fresh addition into Last Day on Earth. It allowed players to strategize by using the right mercenary for their needs, depending on their positive and negative traits. This led to new tactics and tricks to clear locations efficiently, adding depth and variety to the game. In one of Happy Cyric's videos, he mentioned that this feature might return someday, and could even become a permanent addition. However, 5 years later, there is still no sign of the mercenaries camp. It seems Kefir has completely forgotten about this event and will probably never see it again. And finally, the last event on our list, the extraction event. Released back in 2021 during season 17, it stayed for a couple of seasons before being completely removed from the game. Since then, the event has never been seen again. The extraction event was a bit complicated to understand at first. Here is how it worked. Players had to kill zombies in the wastelands and collect suspicious minerals. These minerals could then be used in a brand new location called Dig Site Echo 1. The first use for suspicious minerals was to buy parts for constrictions used to protect extractors. Why protect the extractors, you might ask? Well, they were the core component of the entire event. Players had to protect the extractors at all costs because they were responsible for producing a special alloy. This alloy could then be used to open crates filled with rewards. To obtain the special alloy, players had to start a siege. By entering the refinery, players could initiate a siege using suspicious minerals. They first had to choose a difficulty level, easy, medium or hard. Naturally, the harder the difficulty, the more special alloy you would get. However, once the siege started, there was no turning back. You had to complete it to receive the full reward. If you died or if zombies destroyed all your defenses, you wouldn't receive any special alloy. This meant that players had to choose the difficulty level based on the strength of their defenses. But wait, it goes even deeper. Players could also upgrade the refinery. Each upgrade increased the rewards but also made the zombies stronger and more in number. This mechanic added a whole new layer of strategy and difficulty to the event. On top of that, players could also use suspicious minerals to hire mercenaries to help during the siege. Each mercenary was unique, and the best part, you didn't need to spend any coins. It was completely free to play. There's a lot more to uncover about this event, but I think you can see why it was so amazing. The extraction event was incredibly unique, with brand new mechanics and features. The rewards were great, and the entire event was 100% free to play. Everything required suspicious minerals, which could be easily found by killing zombies. No coins needed. As I mentioned earlier, the event stayed for a couple of seasons but was unfortunately removed later on. I have no idea why Kefir decided to remove such an amazing event, and as you might have guessed, the extraction event is nowhere to be seen today, likely forgotten by Kefir, just like the other events we discussed. It's fair to say that Kefir has earned a bit of a bad reputation over the past few years. Looking at their decision making, it doesn't seem like Last Day on Earth has a bright future. Will any of these events ever make a comeback? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to check out Aptoid. Use my promo code CRX to earn 5% in cashback in your next purchases. Thanks for watching and bye bye.